What is up, guys? This is John, your host of Bullish Crypto. On today's episode, we got Mike, aka Crypto Papi, aka Mr. ANVIL. If you guys know in the Twitter community. Anyways, today's episode, we've been talking about having a live for a while now. We just haven't had a chance. I'm not in my usual spot, so forgive me for this. I know I messed up the link for the live. I'm just all over the place right now. I have to do a little setup here. But anyways, today's episode, we'll be covering live technical analysis on Bitcoin. So this is going to be Bitcoin live technical analysis. Let me mention some things before we do go. The reason this is happening, and if you guys watch any of my previous live shows, any of the crypto news, we talked about what would happen if Trump became the president of the United States again. And if you guys watch those episodes, you know that I'm vindicated. I told you guys if Trump was going to be elected, he was going to be good for business in general. Stock market went up, crypto market went up, the interest rates are going down. I mean, it looks pretty good overall right now. So, I mean, this is the perfect storm that we've been waiting for. We've been in crypto market for, I mean, myself, I've only been there maybe 3 to 4 years. Crypto Papi, of course, he's been here, how long is it now?
10 or 11 years.
10 or 11 years now. So he's watched this market go up and down, and I mean, it's a crazy market right now, and it's going to get crazier too. So anyways, enough of me talking. I'm going to hand it off to Crypto Papi. Go ahead, man.
All right, so the first one, I know most people would be tuned in for AMP and ANVIL, but we get our baseline from Bitcoin. This is my personal chart. It's here on TradingView. And yeah, so we're Bitcoin paired with the US dollar, top left corner. We're on the weekly time frame, and the data is coming in from Coinbase. So if you've never seen my charts before, I like my red box of resistance / support, and you can see all of the times it's been resistance, we've blown through it, we came back to it, blew under it, it's been resistance on the way up. You could see the candle body closures in the open. We blow past it, we come back to it as support, blow past it, again come back to it, and we don't really have candle closures within the red box. It's mainly candle bodies through, below, and through to the top. Then you have the wicks. You could see where I drew it. First wick is here, January 11th, 2021. And then the bottom section is from this wick here, this red one, from September 20th, 2021. And all that I did was just extend it all the way out to current price. And as time goes on, I have to adjust it. So super basic, a very strong level of support and resistance. The red box, in my opinion, acts as a magnet. When price is above it, it wants to pull it back down to it. And when price is below it, it wants to pull it back to it and above it, which you could see here. Boom, back above, came down, pulled it back to it. Then eventually we dipped from it. Then we went for years, or at least a year and a half, probably about 2 years. Let's see, May 2022 until December 2023. So about a year and a half we were below it till it finally pulled us back to it. Candle body closures within and right on top of it, spiked to the downside before we went, I don't want to say parabolic, but extremely bullish, but definitely a parabolic move from down here all the way to the upside. But again, we're on the weekly time frame. Remember, that took a long time to come through.
Can you measure that to be more specific, how long that actually took?
Yeah, so from the extreme bottom down here, all the way up until I would say here was our movement. So let me get right at the top. So that's 71 bars, so that's 71 weeks.
Okay.
So average, there's 4 weeks in a month, so 4 divided by 71, that's, I can't do that math off the top of my head, but that's a long time.
So, I mean, I want to say like a year and a third of the next year, right? A year and a half, not a year and a half yet, but
I can't agree with your math, but it possibly could be. But look at the movement. That was in 71 weeks, that was 387% movement.
Gotcha.
So that's extremely parabolic move, even though we see ANVIL do that in a week. which it literally took a week to do that. So anyways, getting back to it, so that's my very first and foremost. I like a red box of resistance / support. That's on a historic level on a very long time frame. Then the next thing that I do is the typical Fibonacci, which I do from the swing high to the swing low, and I do it from the swing high wick to the swing low wick, and then as time goes on I extend it out. And as you can see here, I have another white Fibonacci from this wick, which is a swing high, to this bottom green wick from August 5th, 2024, just to get, I would consider this a Fibonacci extension, because my yellow Fibonacci is on a extremely long time frame, right? And this is more on a shorter time frame, right? We want to see where the movements could potentially come in to where we could potentially start moving to the upside of 89,351, 114,000, 180, and so on and so forth. We always want to know what the potential to the upside is and the potential to the downside. Even though right now the trend is your friend, we're in a bullish market, so we're going to more than likely continue to the upside. So then we have our red box of resistance, we have our Fibonacci, and here on the Bitcoin chart we have a Fibonacci extension. And then after that, I like trend lines, like extremely basic, super simple trend lines. Let me adjust the charts a little bit better so we could see what I'm talking about. And here, because I do publish ideas on TradingView, you can see I have my first touch point here, July 26, 2021. Second touch point, January 24th, 2022. And all I did is I extended that out. And again, as time goes by, I have to constantly adjust these. So you could see even after this, you could see we broke back through it, slightly tried to come back up and retest it, and we just stayed below it for X amount of time. And when we start moving up, it gets slapped down as resistance to the upside until we break above it. Candle body closure, candle body open on the trend line, and we move from it. And then when we do get a dump from up here, we come back to the trend line, and we are always closing above it. Candle bodies are closing below it, above it. We may have wicked below it briefly on August 5th, 2024, but the candle body didn't close below it. So anytime on a major support line like this, that's not extremely, just put up to the upside. Anytime you're below this, you're kind of on the bearish side, but once you get above it and get candle body closures to the upside, it's extremely bullish.
Gotcha.
So on Bitcoin, we're extremely bullish until we fall below, currently would be about $53,000, even though that would be a insane turn for the market. As long as we stayed above the trend line, we would expect a bounce back up to the upside. So that's how I do my charting, extremely basic. I use three things. Again, my red box of resistance / support, which its price is above it, so we would call it support. My Fibonacci, and a couple trend lines. And that's all that I do, to be honest with you. I don't use RSI. I don't use any other lagging indicators or anything like that.
Gotcha.
So with Bitcoin currently, we're at an all-time high. So from here, I would expect us to go into price discovery mode. But again, we could use the Fibonacci extension we have drawn to see potential landing zones. Then the Fibonacci, our yellow one from the overall trend, right? The one overall.
The major one.
Yep, that's been in play for many, many years now. You could see the 1.618 is at 102,000. So that may be where Bitcoin's going next, because we're in between Fibonacci's right now, and we know that does not last very long. So I would fully expect Bitcoin to be at the lowest 90,000, at the highest 102,000, probably
November 20.
No, we have 1 day and 20 hours left on the current weekly candle. we're at all-time highs, and typically at all-time highs, price just moves.
Okay.
There's no in between. We're not going to consolidate here because there's no prior price action, right? There's no resistance here. So there's nothing that would really be holding Bitcoin back.
Gotcha.
So I would fully expect, I want to see in 1 day and 20 hours where the weekly time frame closes.
All right.
So I would expect it to be a little bit higher than where we're at right now. It would be nice if Bitcoin would push right up here to about $89,000. And I mean, with Bitcoin, that could happen extremely fast. From current price to the $89,000 is 16%. You're telling me Bitcoin can't pump 16% in 20 hours?
Yeah, exactly.
In 1 day and 20 hours, excuse me? So that's 44 hours. We've got it.
I mean, a lot of people didn't think this was possible again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. So just a quick rundown, a quick look at Bitcoin before we move on. This is my personal chart. I'm using a J laptop, but this, I logged in. This is my chart here.
Can you give us an educated guess? What do you think is going to top out at? If being realistic, because I know I hear a lot of things online. Some people get a little crazy. $250,000, $500,000, $1 million.
Right.
For this cycle, at least. I consider that a little, out there. But a realistic top for this. What do you think? Educated. I mean, we're not predicting anything, guys. So don't make any decisions based on this answer.
Yeah. So. I'll do one for you real quick.
Okay.
So I'm going to get my trend line out. And you see this movement from the red box and the downside down here to our top up here.
Yeah.
Which again, this is our top currently, but let's just go from this red wick here from March 11th, 2024.
Yeah.
To the bottom of our red box, which this occurred within about a 2-month time frame. Let's go to the bottom of the red box from January 22nd, 2024. Just draw this trend line, and then let me adjust real fast, and then I'm going to drag and drop it. So from current price to potential top would be here. I would say $110,880.47.
Okay.
So it's just what happens in the past is more than likely going to happen in the future when it comes to investing. So,
Gotcha.
And then look what that lines up with. That lines up with the Fibonacci here, our big overall. It's almost lining up with our Fibonacci extension that we drew recently when we were in Vegas. So I would say, all things considered, that's probably a landing point. And one other thing, my eyes are looking at this right here, this top, April 12th, 2021, and this top here, November 8th, 2021. So I'm just going to bring out the trend line, click here, extend it. So I extended it out, but my eyes are here.
Trying to touch the second point.
I just extended out, and now I'm watching that second touch point. Okay, so plot that there. Again, not perfect. It could be sitting a little bit higher on this one. See, so you have some things showing that we could potentially get up there, even though I would prefer to see that. Something like that would make me really think that's happening, and what I could do is I could drop from here. I could drop from this green wick and then have that second touch point, and it's not going to be perfect.
Oh, but it's very close.
Again, close. You could just play with it, and again, now that first touch point is March 8th, 2021. Second touch point is November 8th, 2021. So it's just little things you could play with to kind of give you a little bit more confidence in where price could potentially go. But yeah, I would say Bitcoin is here. Bitcoin's going to probably make that movement relatively soon. And again, this is drawn from this movement, right? From the red box down here to the top that it put in, and all I did is drag and drop where the current price is, right? And that's your measured movement for the next potential leg up, for the next parabolic leg up.
Gotcha. Okay, this is a little more realistic, very conservative. I want to say, Bitcoin is doing its thing. What I know, what drove the Bitcoin market this time around first is going to be the ETFs. BlackRock keeps buying it up, and I know because my portfolio is up on my ETF.
True.
So, I mean, yeah, this is pretty much Bitcoin, much more to it. We're just going to maybe wait a little bit before we get back to seeing it. Maybe, hopefully next week, we keep hitting all-time highs again.
True.